Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will be talking about legendaries, and I will try to answer the question, is it too late to invest in these legendaries and to start crafting these different items? So I think it's important to mention that the legendaries have been definitely one of the best ways to make some gold in Shadowlands. I think a lot of people have been able to make millions and millions by crafting all these different items. And what kept these different items relevant throughout the expansion is definitely the fact that new ranks, each time a new raid was introduced into the game, were also introduced into the game. So, for instance, the latest rank introduced into the game is the rank 7 that can allows you to craft some 291 legendaries. And these ranks are usually linked to the new raids. So as we are not expecting to have new raids introduced into the game, and even if in patch 9.2.5 there's going to have some ameliorations and some new things added into the game, I don't think we're going to get new ranks. So it means that right now these rank 7 legendaries are probably going to be the last version of the legendaries we're going to get in Shadowlands. And so the prices that you have on most realms are probably going to stay the same and maybe even decrease a little bit, because as I'm going to explain, there's going to have some new changes in patch 9.2.5 that will most likely make the prices go down a little bit more. So I'm going to try to answer the question and to really explain how you can, if you want, start crafting all these items. But before that, there is an important information that I need to share. So recently, Blizzard, basically announced that with patch 9.2.5, they're going to really, nerf all the different requirements in order to craft these different legendaries. So usually, in order to craft all the different legendaries, you need to craft 15 of the same base item to go then to the next rank, and you needed to unlock 4 ranks in order to have the highest rank possible. So these 15 items, of course, were that's the hardest part in crafting all these different legendaries, is to really have enough materials to craft all these different items. But with patch 9.2.5, it has been extremely nerfed, and now you will only need to craft 3 items in order to go to the next rank. So it means that literally the prices in order to craft all these different ranks and to unlock the different legendaries is going to be divided by at least 4. So it's definitely, in my opinion, going to have an impact on the market, because I think Blizzard is trying to also help people who just want at the end of the expansion to also try to craft some of these legendaries and make some gold with it. So that's why they're introducing that into the game. But I think it's just going to harm a lot the market, because a lot of people are going to be able to do it. And so no, it's not going to be very difficult to craft these items. And so definitely I think the prices are going to crash, because if 10 times more players can craft these different items, for sure the prices are going to crash. So I think it's a very important piece of information, because if you are interested in starting to invest in these different legendaries, my personal answer is that it's not too late. It's not too late, because they're still very relevant, and they will still be relevant until the end of the expansion. And again, with patch 9.2.5, there will have new systems introduced into the game. There will have new type of raids versions that you will be able to do. Also a new season for Mythic Plus and PvP. So people will still buy these different legendaries. Now, the only thing you need to keep in mind is that as the prices, the price of the cost to craft all these different legendaries is going to be divided by at least 4 later in patch 9.2.5, you might want to wait for patch 9.2.5 in order to start crafting all these different items. Because the issue is that if you're doing it now, you might really not get enough sales and everything to actually make some profit, and then probably patch 9.2.5 will be released in a month or 2 months, and then probably a lot of people are going to start crafting them as well, and then you might lose the investment. So I would say that definitely it's not too late, but you might want to just wait for the release of patch 9.2.5 in order to avoid losing the investments that you're going to make. So there are a couple of things you want to keep in mind if you are interested in crafting some of these items. The first one, of course, is going to be to check your market, because on some realms, the legendaries are already worth close to nothing. And so definitely I would not recommend you to really start investing in these items if, for instance, like on Kazakh or over very populated European realms, the prices are at 15k. It's not going to be interesting enough, especially because most likely there's going to have a huge competition still. So you might not be able to make a lot of sales. So definitely check your realm, check the prices, and then you will be able to see if you have some legendaries that can still be interesting enough for you to start investing in them. The second thing that is very important is, of course, to start with one or two legendary, then see if you can make some profit, and then when you make enough profit, start crafting another one. You don't want to rush and start crafting all of them at the same time. So for instance, like what I did and what a lot of people are doing, even right now, someone on my realm just started to craft all of them, and I think the person already like unlocked at least 15 of these legendaries, so it's a lot. But basically, what you want to do is start maybe with the easiest ones, the ones that are the cheapest, such as the cloak, all the different wrists that are very easy to craft, and all the different cloth items. All these different legendaries are going to be the best ones. And again, you can see maybe like after, 1 week, if you've been able to sell enough capes in order to like make enough gold to then reinvest and unlock new legendaries. So for me, that's the best way to do it. You don't want to rush it. And like that, you should be able to avoid losing your investment, because even if unfortunately the one or two legendaries you decided to start crafting are not good enough, then you can just, like leave it there and you will maybe have lost a little bit, but you will still probably be able to at least make your money back, and then that's it. So I would say really try to do that, and like that you should avoid losing your money. After that, another very important thing is, of course, to like choose the different items you want to craft. So you have three different criteria, let's say. As I said, of course, the price of the materials is going to be very important, even if, again, it's going to be way easier to craft all these different legendaries in patch 9.2.5. But still, for instance, in order to unlock the rank 4 for the cape, it's probably going to be around like 100k on most realms. When, for instance, trying to unlock maybe like the like plate items or something like that is maybe more going to be around like 200, 300k. So you definitely want to just keep that in mind. Of course, the most interesting ones are the two like jewel crafting legendaries, the ring and the necklace, but they're also the most expensive ones to craft. So maybe these ones you want to keep them for like last. The second criteria is going to be the sell rate of all these different items. So some items, as you can see, have like a sell rate of 5.22, meaning that a lot of these items are being sold every day, when others are going to have like sell rates of 0.80. So try to focus on the ones that have like a really good sell rate. Like that, you will be able to have items that will sell fast. And finally, of course, like you just want again to like check on your realm and see what are the legendaries that you can still make some gold with. So for instance, here on my realm, as you can see, some legendaries are being sold for still 150k gold, and others are being sold for 25k gold. So definitely you want to start maybe looking into the ones that have a good sell rate, that are not too expensive, and that really sell for a lot at the moment. And then you can make your choice. Another important tip is, in order to avoid paying too much, you need to buy all the different vendor items that you need in order to craft the different legendaries, such as the arboreal shards and then all these other vendor materials that you need. You want to buy them in your covenant, because the vendors in Oribos, for instance, will sell these items for a higher price. Don't ask me why, that's how it is. So for instance, here, as you can see, I can buy these arboreal shards for 100 gold, but in Oribos, it's going to be 124 gold per shard. So you're going to save a lot of gold if you're buying everything there. I think that in order to get the prices reduced, you need to be exalted or like revered and everything with your covenant. And like that, you will be able to save a lot. Same here. Normally it's 9 gold for this luminous flux. And as you can see here, it's 7 gold. So really just try to do that and you will avoid losing a lot of gold. After that, of course, also all the different materials that you need, the enchanting materials, such as the different enchanted bar, hides, and also all the different like crafting materials, such as the heavy desolate leather and the shadow gas ingot. You want to avoid buying them directly from the auction house, because usually these materials tend to sell for quite a lot of gold. So you want to try to craft them yourself. Like that, you're really going to reduce the price. It takes a little bit more time, but you will make more benefits at the end. And yeah, so for me, like really, these are some important like recommendations. A last thing you can do as well is, let's say, for instance, you've started to craft some legendaries, and unfortunately the market starts to crash because more people are starting to craft them, or because someone doesn't like to have competition and starts to undercutting and to like reducing the prices drastically. What you want to do is then just craft everything on your main realm, and then send all the legendaries on one of your alts, like maybe a level 10 that you can create, and then you want to character transfer these alts on another realm where the legendaries are selling for way more gold, and then you can sell all the legendaries there, and like that you will still be able to make some gold with the legendaries you've invested in without like, yeah, having to suffer from the like market on your realm. And again, you can do that just by paying gold. You want to go here, you can buy like the bundle with the 6 character transfer for 80 bucks. It's a couple of like WoW tokens, but really normally you will be able to reimburse that pretty easily. And you can do that with like many different realms. So in my opinion, this is one of the best way in order to like avoid really having to like just, yeah, like suffer the consequences of other players on your realm. And of course, if you want to like find some other realms with like interesting prices, you can go on the Under Journal, type the name of the legendary you can craft, such as, for instance, the Greenvale Belt. You want to put 291 here, and then you can see what are the realms where these items still sell for a lot of gold. Here, for instance, it's 10k gold, when here it's like 100k gold. So like that, you will really be able to see what are the good realms where you can start sending some characters and then make some sales. So that's going to be pretty much it for today's video. Please keep in mind that really with the nerf in patch 9.2.5, it might be a little bit tricky to start investing in these legendaries now. I think in patch 9.2.5, you should definitely try. But really right now, I think it's not really like a good idea. Maybe you just want to try with the cloak and these different items that are really not too expensive to craft. But yeah, might be better to wait. And my personal opinion is that, I mean, I think at this point in the game, no one really cares anymore about like all that. But I think it's just like not really fair to all the players who have invested so much gold in, you know, upgrading all the legendaries. For me, I've made enough profit to like, you know, not feel like, you know, I'm like mad about that. But for instance, like if I take the case of this new player on my realm, we just started to like craft all these legendaries. Well, I'm pretty sure this person is going to be pretty bummed out when, you know, he or she is going to realize that in 1 month, everything is going to be like 75% cheaper. So yeah, I think it's just like, maybe something they could have avoided, but hey, maybe it will make it even more like useful for people, and maybe more people will be able to make some gold with these legendaries, which can be cool as well. So let's see how it will work. So that's it for today's video. I will be back very soon with more videos. If you want to know how to like start crafting these legendaries, I made a guide a long time ago. You can go check it. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask me in the comments. So I will see you very, very soon. And in the meantime, I wish you a great weekend. Bye.